Welcome to the Joshua Jordan Experience. Listen to gather mystical insights for an extraordinary life. Hello, my beloved friends. Welcome once again to the Joshua Jordan Experience. I am so glad you are here. In fact, today, the fact that you found this recording is important because this message about the proper use of power would only come to you when you are ready for the lesson. So, here we go. I want to talk to you today about the proper use of power. Joshua often reminds us, you are a powerful creator. Yes, we are, as human beings, endowed with the same creative energy, creative force, creative consciousness that breathed us into existence, that breathed earth into reality, that creates the entire known universe and beyond. So yes, you are a powerful creator. And as a human being, we need to learn to wield our power properly. I have said in other videos, and I maintain its truth, that if you misuse or abuse the power given to you, you will get a lesson. A lesson will come to teach you that that was an improper use of power. The lesson you'll get most likely includes you being on the other end of receiving someone misusing their power to teach you how ineffective and inappropriate it is. It just builds up in your own energy field. I'm so glad that you are ready to start asking yourself, how do I use my power in a way that uplifts rather than oppresses? How can I use my power to liberate others rather than control them? You see, that's no small thing. That's a really big deal. Joshua wants us to know, once again, you are God and much more. And the fact that you are that is not to put you in a point of superiority, because you see, all beings are God. Earth herself is God. So we are not superior nor inferior to any other being. So the idea of using power over another or others is nonsense when you accept there's only one being here. There's only one being here, not some other being, some other beings that you might want to control or change. So when you recognize and remember that you are the one, then there is no inferiority or superiority in that understanding. We all belong to the one. Now, I want you to really let that sink in. Only one being here. So you see, when we try to use our power over others, that's when we veer off into some very self-destructive karma action, attracting to ourselves lessons that are uncomfortable, painful. And it's all to teach us what Joshua reminds us of, that force is an echo of fear, while your power is a song of trust. I confess that I have misused my power in the past. There were times as a manager at Hewlett Packard when I really wanted to control my employees. I wanted to make sure that they were behaving properly, being productive, working properly, and not making any mistakes or costly errors. And yet, mistakes and costly errors happen in every group, not just my own. We are all human, after all. So, yes, I misused my power and I received lessons in how I needed to adjust my behavior. By the time I left my management position at Hewlett Packard, I was much more into empowering others to do their best, to be their best, to let their best show and shine. Oh, yeah, I was into empowerment rather than trying to have power or control over the people reporting to me. You see, every time I misused my power, even in a management position, it left me feeling depleted. And when I empowered others, I felt empowered. I felt uplifted. You see, real power doesn't come from our self-involved will. It comes from the source of all that is, and it flows from alignment with the source. And we know the source is not striving to create or to control or to manage creation. So, how do we properly use our power? With grace, with intention, and always, always, always in partnership with our wholeness. Graceful Intentions for Powerful Change is a book that I had written with Joshua. And in that book, he started using the expression, let the light grow, let love show, let life be fun, and above all, be true to you. These are not slogans to Joshua. These are frequencies. These are levels of energy to achieve and maintain to the best of our ability. Because when we hold our power in this way, with a light, loving, and joyful approach, we create new realities without burning ourselves or others out in the process. So now I want to offer just a few reflections that may serve you on your empowered journey of living. So set clear intentions and hold them loosely. Goals are different. Goals are something you set and put deadlines on and put in your action plans, etc. Intentions are slightly different from that in that Wayne Dyer said it this way. He said, you create your thoughts. Your thoughts create your intentions, and your intentions create your reality. That is the power of intention. Once your thoughts have set you on a clear course of intention, those intentions become your reality. And intentions are much more loosely held than an affirmation such as, I am rich. No. An intention is more like, I feel like I have everything I need at any moment. All of my needs are always met. You see the difference? I hold that loosely and let it be peaceful rather than I am rich. Then I have to define what is rich? How much money will I have to know I am rich? And why do I want to be rich? There needs to be purpose in it, a reason. Whereas I just expressed a loosely held intention explains my desire, my focus as that all of my needs will always be met. I affirm that faithfully. And I don't require a lot of wealth to meet my needs. So I don't bother about having a lot of money or counting a lot of money. Oh, I'm like every other human being. I would love to have more money. I would like to make a little more money. I would like to enjoy other luxuries in life. And yet, loosely held intentions are much more effective. You see, because your intentions actually do create your reality. So Joshua reminds us to release expectations. Your power is most wisely used with grace and with a gentle flow rather than a fixation like one might have on a goal. Another idea is to practice stewardship, not ownership. So when we begin to behave like a steward, we are much more gracious in our actions than we are sometimes as an owner. You want to be the shepherd rather than the boss or the you want to be the shepherd, the one guiding rather than a projection of mastery. So you are the mirror and you reflect the soul of stewardship. I am here to serve. That is stewardship rather than ownership. How may I serve? How may I help? Another tip is to embrace your shadow as power's teacher. Yeah. So your shadow is the teacher. Listen closely because when you misuse your power, as I said in the beginning, there will be a lesson. And you want to get the message of the lesson right away so you don't have to repeat the course. Yeah? I don't want to repeat this class. I want to get the lesson right now. So embrace what your shadow teaches you. Now, how do I do that in regard to my association with others? I want to draw to your attention anything you have ever tried to fix in another person, you are trying to fix in yourself. So be aware. What is it you feel you want to fix about someone? Are they not being kind enough? Are they not working hard enough? All of those things are a reflection drawn to your attention through reality that you are creating for yourself, not consciously, on that unconscious level. You see, unconsciousness and spirit create what we experience in our reality. Consciously, you can direct your thoughts to dwell in a more positive way and therefore change your reality entirely. So, when something pops up, something you might want to fix about someone else, or something you're judging harshly about other people, that is your biggest clue, your greatest opportunity, actually, to go within, find out where that is within you, embrace it, and love it into wholeness. We quietly invite parts of shadow into the light. And each part of shadow we bring forth into the light does not return to darkness, stays with you in the light as an awareness, as an honesty, something you can own without shame or guilt, such as I occasionally tell lies, or sometimes I'm grouchy. People have pointed out to me that I can be a real grumpus, a Mr. Cranky Pants, whatever you want to say. And I've looked at my behavior and I can admit I own that. It fits. And so, am I ashamed of it? Am I embarrassed? No. but I invite it into the light and tell myself, I can do better. I can do better. And I make the effort to be less grumpy, grouchy. There are lots of reasons that life can make us grumpy or grouchy. And so it's time to look at our own habits around those kinds of things when they pop up for you in the mirror. I mean, when I get feedback from others that, hey, you're being grumpy or you seem grouchy or what, yeah, I want to listen to that. I don't deny it. And I certainly want to pay attention to what am I doing right now in this moment that causes me to come across as grumpy and grouchy. So your shadow is an opportunity to teach you about your whole self. So embrace the shadow as power's teacher, right? That was that point. So you want to model the right use of power for others. In other words, we don't manipulate, we don't force, we don't coerce ourselves. We don't talk about things we feel forced to do, have to do, must do. We dwell on choice. This is what I choose to do. This is what I am choosing to do. Yes, I know there was a time during my employment I would say, I have to go to work. And it was true. I had to go to work. But why? Because I chose it. I wanted to work. I liked eating and living indoors. I liked the results of being paid for my work. So yes, I have to go to work because I want to get paid for my time so that I can live comfortably. It was that easy. Things that we tell ourselves we have to do or must do, start digging into the real motivation why you feel that way, what you're thinking. So, in order to model for others, we want to use our power properly, not to wield a sword, but to hold a lantern and walk the path. And as we walk the path, we light the way for others. It's that easy. To use your power properly, hold the lantern, be the light. And one final tip I'd like to add today is to surrender the outcome to the whole self, the universe, if you will. We ask for what we want in prayers of supplication, and yet we surrender. Say something like, I want this or something better or something greater. Because what we're asking for may not bring about the highest good for ourselves or others. So we want to make sure that we surrender that to the wisdom of all that is. So we remember that our power is not for micromanaging the universe. I don't use my power to try to control what's coming. Power comes from intelligence that exists within the creative power of all that is. So to work in cooperation with all that is, with the source, with the universe, whatever you prefer to call God, allow yourself to turn it over and let it go. So I ask the universe, God, all that is, whatever you want to call that creative consciousness that creates everything. I ask for what I want, and then I say, I would like this or something greater, whatever is best for my whole self, and surrender it. Let it go and trust that there is wisdom in all that is in the universe. And it is creating for us and with us. We are co-creators here. So I would just like to close by saying, you are God and much more. You are a powerful creator on earth, And how you use your power is important. Any misuse of power will bring a lesson, and the proper use of power will elevate your life such that you become a leader, holding the lantern, walking the path, and showing others the way. So let's walk together in oneness. Joshua is near, and I am going to let him speak to you, moving aside to the best of my ability. Hello, beloved one. While we were sitting in quiet, waiting for me to take control of the vocals and just enjoying the space between us, even though Jordan and I are inseparable. We both have our own distinct personality, and we were sitting here, and suddenly Jordan brought forth some music of John Lennon, perhaps still with the band, or perhaps on his solo adventures, bringing through the music, power to the people, power to the people, John Lennon wrote. And for now, right now in the United States, there is a struggle occurring, a great challenge appearing in the governance of the country. You see, the people of the United States have attracted for their experience and learning a person that would love to have complete authority over them, a person who exercises power over others all the time. That is the only way that individual can associate with others, is to think he has all the power in every moment. And this is an act of fear. It is mental weakness. This individual does not empower others, will not empower others, does not understand the value of lifting others up. But occasionally he will put on the show of praising someone, but certainly still feels much superior to all of them. And his superiority complex is a dead giveaway of his fear. His knowledge of his inferiority, his knowledge of his weaknesses, cause him to act strong and to try to have complete power over the country. Now, people of the United States have actually attracted this experience, as much as the majority of them do not like it one bit. It is their wake-up call, and it is an opportunity for the United States to regain its original intentions and to clear corruption from its government. And I am not saying there's only corruption in one party of the governance of this country. There is corruption in all politics at this time because money and wealth has taken over. This creates a plutocracy. The United States is now being ruled by the wealthy. Some call this oligarchy. Oligarchy, plutocracy have similarities, and yet they are not quite the same. From my point of view, the United States has been under a plutocracy for about 20 years. And this needs correction. And the Constitution of the United States of America needs revision, update to the modern age. You see, your founding fathers had no idea of what kinds of things will be happening in the 2000s. Your Constitution is outdated and needs revision. And this is the opportunity for the United States to come to recognize that. Things have really gotten off the rails here. And sometimes it takes a crash to get your attention. Sometimes things must break down and fall down in order to be rebuilt, restructured. So, the United States is now in a situation where it has governance that wants to have complete power over them, complete power over the people, complete power over what are your rights and what are not. So this is a loud clarion call to make your desires for your country, United States of America, known and allow for your collective creation to refresh the direction the country is headed. If the authoritarian policy and people become the rulers, like a monarchy in the United States, certainly a dictatorship, authoritarian with fascist leanings, United States of America will fade from power on the global stage, become less relevant in what is going on in the world. The United States needs a lesson in recognizing that it is not here to exercise power over other countries. You're here to use power with, in accordance with, the best goods of the whole, the best good of the whole. The United States has misused its power over decades of time, deciding which governments to support and which to try to erase, change, get rid of. It is time for all nations to come together in cooperation. And as long as you have a country like the United States thinking it has the only and best way, then you will have a problem in creating cooperation with all nations. I thought I would share a little bit of this information with you as we were speaking about power and having power over others. Everything is unfolding as it should. All is happening in accordance with the creation of the mass consciousness that dwells here. The mass consciousness of the United States attracted this experience. And now that they are in the hot water, not happy. So pay attention to your shadow and learn your lessons, USA. Your shadow is huge. Your denial of your wrongdoings is gargantuan. So it is time for the United States to lighten up, to become an enlightened nation, and to share leadership in cooperation with other world powers who want the very best for all. And you will see as time unfolds, there is a golden age coming to you in which all people use their power with grace and with the intention of creating what is best for all. And when you greet one another in this age, this golden age that comes, you will recognize that I am another you. I am meeting another you. I am you. You are me. I am meeting another of myself, my whole self. And as you begin to treat each other as if you are God, your world will change dramatically. You will see a shift in the entire consciousness around the planet. And there will be world peace. And there will be an agrarian society that is producing enough food for billions of people, nutritious, healthy foods, free of processing, pesticides, and so forth. Yes, the golden age has much to offer: fresh water, fresh air, and shelter for all of those who want it, and for those who would rather live off the land in more nomadic ways are also free to be, just as they are. I will conclude my comments for today. I thank you very much for your time and attention. I would like to remind you that to let the light grow, let love show, and let your life be fun. And may you always be true to you. I bid you good day. Thank you for listening. We hope you heard something to ponder and gained inspiration for your journey. Please join us again next time. Joshua says, let the light grow, let love show, and let your life be fun.